my name is Howell. I am the assistant grocery manager at Rebecca's Natural Food. I'm also a nutritionist, and so today I'm going to talk to you about how to make raw sprouted almond milk. It's really nutritious, and it's a great alternative for people who can't have dairy in coffee and cereal and things like that. And it's really simple to make. So let me show you the ingredients. So here we have the raw almonds that we need to make our almond milk. And then we have the Celtic sea salt that I like to use because of its mineral content. And then for sweetness, we're going to add a few dates, and we'll pit those. And then you have the option of using a little vanilla. You'll also need an almond milk bag. It's just a fine mesh bag that's perfect for pouring in your puree to squeeze out, and you won't get any of the little bits in your milk. And then a blender, purified water, and some measuring things. So these are raw almonds that haven't been sprouted yet. You can buy these at Rebecca's Natural Food or any other natural food store. Just make sure they truly are raw. So what we have to do to prepare them is soak them. Raw almonds have anti-nutrients in them that are actually helping the seed preserve itself until it's time to grow. But these anti-nutrients can make you feel sick and actually not only inhibit nutrient absorption, but also take out nutrients as it passes through your system, which is not what you want when you're trying to get the nutrient value. So in order to get these guys ready to turn into milk, what I did last night was I took some, for my recipe, it is 1 cup of almonds to a teaspoon of salt and just enough water to cover. But I actually made a larger batch because this sets you up to do 2 things. You can make almond milk and you can dry some nuts for a snack. So what I actually did was I made 4 cups and I used a tablespoon of salt. And they've been sitting since late last night, so it's probably about 14 hours at this point. You can see the difference in the nuts if you look up close. See how much water they've absorbed? They're coming alive. So this lets us know that they are now good for us to use. So before we put them into our blender with our other ingredients, it's time to take off the skins. Some people don't do this step. It's totally up to you. But I actually think that it makes it a little easier for my blender, which isn't the best one in the world. So the skins should come off really easily. It should just be kind of rubbing them off if they were soaked well. So we just have a bunch of that to do right now. So now we have 2 cups of the almonds that have been peeled. And I made 4 cups in order to have some to reserve to make the crispy nuts. You would just strain these and keep the salt on if you like, so you don't have to rinse them, and put them in a dehydrator at a low temperature, 105, and they'll just dry out overnight, and then you'll have these great nuts for your trail mixes and things. So the nuts that we're going to use for our milk, we can just put into our blender. And because I'm using 2 cups, I actually need 8 cups of water. But we'll do it in 2 cycles because my blender is kind of small. So here's 4 cups of filtered water. I should also tell you that part of the reason why it's good to peel off the skins is I didn't rinse my nuts, and I did use some salt to help the process along for the sprouting. So that's a good reason to peel them. So we're going to actually add a couple of dates. So these, you would just pit them. I forgot these are actually pitted. We'll just put a couple in. And then we need a lid, and then this could get a little messy, so I'm going to put a towel. Oh, over it. And my blender is not like the best blender in the world. If you have a Vitamix, that's awesome. This is just what I have to work with, so. Okay, let's get a whirl. Okay, so we have the first batch, pretty frothy. As you can see, my blender is a little messy, but it's okay. So we're just going to pour it in. Now, the reason why I put a strainer underneath is just to help catch. You can do this a whole bunch of ways. It just depends on what kinds of other tools you have in the kitchen to help this process along. Getting there. A little bit more. Okay. So now we just want to squeeze out all of the liquid, and eventually you'll see the foam on the bottom. That looks great. So this milk is really good for cereal, coffee, milkshakes. You could even make popsicles with it, sweetening it with some honey or something like that. Okay, so we have part of it. Now we're going to do the other half, because remember I had 2 cups and I only poured 4 cups of water in. So I need to put the 2 cups of almond meal back in and then put in 4 cups of filtered water. Okay, so here's 4 cups of water. And the lid goes back on, and I'll put this back in here. And so here's the second batch, and we're going to pour that in. This doesn't have to be a messy process. Unfortunately, my blender has a leak in it. That's another reason to buy a nice quality blender. So that doesn't happen. But as you can see, I'm still able to work through it, so use what you got if that's what you need to do. Okay, so we're squeezing out the next 4 cups. So today I'm not going to do anything with the almond meal, but put it in my dehydrator to dry it out, and then I'd use it as breadcrumbs. You can use it to bread fish or something. Almond is really nice with, like, say, halibut. You can also put it into gluten-free batter for pancakes or brownies or things like that. But I'm just going to go the easy route since I'm already dehydrating the almonds, and I'm going to just dehydrate the almond meal as well. Okay, so we're done with that. Set that aside. I have these nice glass jugs. So I'm just going to pour it in. You can see how beautiful and frothy it is. And in the fridge, it's good for up to 3 days in this raw state. And you'll probably see it separate the milk fat, the almond milk fat. And that's okay. You just shake it up or stir it before you use it. So I am going to put in a little vanilla extract into one of them, and the other one I'm going to leave plain. So I do about a teaspoon in there. And you can just get a spoon, or you can shake it around, whatever works for you. Great, so let's try some of that. So here is a cute little glass, and we'll just go ahead and pour that in. Give it a taste. Let's see. It's really good. It's not too sweet. We only used 2 dates. If you wanted it more sweet, you could. The vanilla in it, it just gives it that perfect just sweetness without adding a lot of sugar to it. And yeah, it's ready for you to drink or do whatever you want to with it. I hope you enjoyed this short on how to make almond milk, and look for us in the future to have a few more of these on our Facebook page. Stop by into Rebecca's Natural Food anytime. We're happy to help talk to you about how to make almond milk. We'll show you the ingredients you need, or really any other kind of food that you're looking to make. So thanks for watching.